Hi everyone, Jamie Humphries here for Six String Alliance, and today we are taking a look at the brand new ENGL Fireball preamp pedal. So today we're taking a look at the brand new Fireball preamp pedal from my very good friends at ENGL Amplification. ENGL are known for producing incredibly high quality equipment, some great amplifiers. In fact, one of my most favourite amplifiers in my collection is an ENGL, which is my Steve Morse 20, which we shall be looking at very, very soon. Now, ENGL have already dipped their toe into producing preamp pedals, an amp in a box pedal. I have I think it's the Powerball preamp pedal that they very kindly gave me a few years ago. But as a companion to that, they gave me their cab loader, which is an absolutely fantastic IR loader. It's very straightforward, very easy to use with some great connectivity options, as well as some great features. So if you were going to use the Powerball pedal as a preamp on its own, you would have to use a separate IR loader. But they have now combined the two of them together within the Fireball pedal. So what we have here is a twin channel preamp pedal, an amp in a box, which is based on the very popular Fireball amplifier in their range. And it includes quite a few of the features that we see on the amplifier. Now, what you are getting here is a two-channel pedal, okay? You've got a clean channel, and you've also got your high gain channel. But as well as that, you've also got a mid boost as well. So you can have the mid boost kicked in on either the clean channel. It works great on the high gain channel, especially when you are going to jump into a solo, you can hit that and your solos will really cut through. Now, if that's not enough, this is also an IR loader. We have 3 IR slots. It comes preloaded with 3 ENGL IRs, the same IRs that we actually see loaded in the Steve Morse 20 amplifier. And you can connect the Fireball pedal to your Mac or PC. There's a really neat little app. I've already checked that out, which enables you to just load new presets. You can drag your own, or should I say you can load your own IRs into these slots. Now, if that's not enough, as well as that, we also have an onboard noise gate as well. So you can really control the noise threshold once you start to dial up the gain. And if that's not enough, as well as that, this pedal is actually capable of 2 presets. This is really cool. It actually remembers the positions of the knobs. So if you set your sound up and then you go on to the next channel and then you adjust your sound again, when you go back to the previous channel, it would have remembered the settings. So that is an incredibly cool feature on such a compact and small and very cost-effective pedal. So let's take a look at the layout of the pedal. On the top here, we have your 3-band EQ, an incredibly powerful EQ on this pedal. The EQ really does a lot. We have bass, middle, and treble. We have your volume control and your gain control. In the middle here, we have a little toggle switch that enables you to toggle between the 3 IRs. We have these little buttons here. This is quite interesting. These 2 buttons on this side, this button here disengages the IRs if you want to use it in different scenarios. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then on this side, this engages the mid boost. Now, although that button is engaging the mid boost is not engaged yet. These buttons, or the toggle switches, should I say, are sort of multi-function. If I turn off the mid boost, oops, I'm moving the pedal around on my stand. The pedal now is disengaged. So now the pedal is engaged. If I push that button and then I push that pedal again, you can see that light has gone red. That means that the mid boost is engaged. So you've got an option there. That switch is doubling up for either engaging and disengaging the pedal or for kicking in the mid boost when you are in a performance. I guess if you are using this as your preamp, either in the studio or for practice or on a board or something, you're going to have the pedal on. You're not going to be turning it on and off. So yeah, that toggle switch doubles up, and this one here is engaging and disengaging, or changing channels. Sorry. When it's blue, it's clean. When it's red, it's on the high gain channel. Continuing on here, we have another 2 little knobs here. The first one is the presence control. So that's adding a general sort of high end sparkle or bite. Depends how you want to look at it. What channel you're on. If you're on the clean channel, it's going to add a nice sort of glassy EQ or sheen to your EQ. Whereas if you're on your high gain channel, it's going to add that sizzle and bite to the top. And then we have another control there, which adjusts the threshold of the noise gate. So for that, what you would do is get your sound set up with your maximum gain, have your volume control open, and then dial in the threshold control so that any hiss or noise or anything disappears. Don't want to hit that or have that set, too fierce, otherwise it will cut off your notes. But again, great, another great feature when you consider all of the features of this: presets, IRs, noise gate, 2 channels, and also a mid boost. This is a very well equipped, very compact stomp box. Here we have the connections. We have your input and your output, 9-volt power supply socket there. You have a headphone socket. So you can use this for silent practice if you are traveling, or if you're sitting at home and you want to jam, then you can plug your headphones in there. And then you have a USB socket for connecting to your Mac or PC for accessing ENGL's IR loading software. Now, there are a few different scenarios that you can use this pedal in. I think it's safe to say how we are using it in this demo and how I used it in the opening track is what it was predominantly designed for. It's a preamp pedal with IRs. That's meant to be your amp. So you can just run it directly into your recording interface, or you could integrate it on a pedal board. If I was going to travel really light and I wanted to use this, what I would do, my guitar would go in and I'd come from the output and I'd go into the input of a multi-effects or a delay. Maybe I'd use my H90, Eventide H90, or you could use any cheap delay pedal. It doesn't matter. You would go into that and then you would come out in stereo. So you would be adding the effects after the pedal, and that would sound fantastic. You would then blend in how much effect you wanted to add to the output of the Fireball pedal. Effectively, you'd be treating it as if you were in the studio and you're adding effects on after. So that's something really cool. You come from your output into your pedal, and then you come out of the pedal in stereo, and that would go either into your DAW if you like to practice that way, into your powered monitors, or to the sound man if you are using this live. Obviously, yes, integrating it on your pedal board then as some form of preamp scenario, or integrating it with maybe a loop setup of some description. Maybe you have like I have a Line 6 HX effects. Maybe you could incorporate it in one of the loops there and have it on a block so that you could have it as part of your modeling setup, giving you another tone to work with. You could, of course, disengage the IRs and you could use it in conjunction with an amplifier. Yes, you could put it in the front of your amp. I don't really feel that that's really that conducive because it's got a clean channel on it. So plugging into the front of the amp, you might want to use the crunch side of things, but it's not going to change the sound. Well, it is going to change the sound of your amp, but you're not going to appreciate the sound of the Fireball preamp because it's going to be coloured by the preamp of your existing amplifier. That being said, you could run it into the return of your amplifier and use the power stage of your amp and treat this as the preamp. Now, if you're going to go that route, of course, you could look at some form of powered scenario, either some powered speaker cabs or one of those little power amps, pedal power amps. I know that Seymour Duncan do a very nice one. It's quite expensive, or I think I've seen them on Thomann. I think that Harley Benton or one of those companies makes some relatively inexpensive, quite powerful power amplifiers to go on the pedal boards. You could have that effects unit, one of those power amps, and a pair of cabs. What a great little rig that would be. So yeah, a few different options as to how you could run this and how you could integrate this into your setup. For me, I think running it like this straight into the DAW, using it as another recording color in my ever-growing palette of tones, it's a nice high gain, it's a nicely voiced high gain preamp pedal. So today's guitar of choice, as ever, is an Ernie Ball Music Man. I am using my custom built 3 single coil, or should I say hot rail and 2 single coil Axis Super Sport. The only one in the world, in fact, the only one in existence. And I also use this with the demo track, and the demo track was in drop D, and check it out. Yes, I was using my ENGL hardtailer, which enabled me to successfully put this guitar into drop D, even though I have my tremolo floating. Shameless little plug there for my friends at ENGL. I should point out, actually, that this is a paid promotion video. I am being paid for this video, but I am going to be very, very honest with you about what I think of this pedal. Anyway, at the moment, the pedal is disengaged. Okay, so that's the straight sound of the guitar into the DAW. Let's now engage the clean channel. Nice clean sound. We're on IR slot number 1. Let's have a listen to the EQ. That's a really powerful bass control on this pedal. You have to be a little bit cautious with that, especially when you're using the high gain sounds. Mid-range. Let's have a listen to the treble. Treble's quite interesting on this pedal. It's a little bit more towards the high mids, which I know it's a little bit more apparent when you are on the high gain channel. Okay, it's not really that sparkly. It's more of an upper mid. It's quite unusual as to regards where it is actually voiced. Maybe that's the way that the Fireball amp is voiced. I haven't used the Fireball. Okay, down here we have the presence control. Make sure I'm on the right one with my big hand. Okay. Go onto the bridge. Let's see if we can crunch up the clean a little bit, give it a bit more grit. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot, that you can push the clean channel and it starts to break up. That's really nice. Let's just turn that noise gate off for a minute. You can hear that you get that warmth and a little bit more thud to the sound when I start to push the bass in. It's a very, very responsive control. Let's have a listen to the IRs. Nice, really nice, I think, on the clean channel. Where are we there? Let's go back to that middle IR. I must admit, the first IR slot is my favourite IR with this particular pedal. I am familiar with the IRs in this pedal. They worked really, really well with the Steve Morse amp, but then you are dealing with a valve amplifier. Whereas with this pedal, it took a little bit of work to dial it in on slots 2 and 3, whereas slot 1, I just went, that works, which is kind of what I used for the majority of the rhythm parts that you heard on the intro track. Let's have a listen to the mid boost, sorry. So we kick that in. Incidentally, see, that's bypassing the IRs. Let's now kick in the mid. Here there's been a volume lift and the mid range. So a very usable clean channel. If you think about it, you've got 2 channels here and you've got the boost on both. So it's almost like having 4 channels, really, 4 different sounds that you can call up at your feet and use in a performance environment. This is really good stuff. So that is the clean channel. Let's now take a look at the high gain channel. Okay, let's engage the high gain channel now. This is something that's very cool because when I engage it, it's going to remember the last setting. that is not reflecting the positions of those knobs. If I now go like that, it's going to go back. Okay, let's make some radical changes to this sound. So let's drop down the gain. Let's do a bit of mid scoopage. Hear the noise gate working. Very quiet, works really well. I've got that on the lowest setting as well. Let's now go back. You saw me fiddling with the controls. Let's now go back. That's our clean sound that we set up before. How cool is that? So it will remember all of the settings that you made on the previous channel. So it is storing presets. You don't have to do anything. I think that is absolutely genius. There's that push clean. Then you could swap over and... There's a lot of gain. Be a bit cautious here. Now, I'm on that IR. Honestly, I struggled a little bit with slots 2 and 3. And I'm familiar with the IRs of this pedal because I use my Steve Morse amp daily. It sits next to me in the control room. It's just running in to my workflow. I'm recording with it constantly. When I come in and practice in the morning, I plug into my Steve Morse. It's always on. So I'm very familiar with the sounds of those IRs. And when I looked, it's the same IRs. Now, that sounds lovely. That was kind of the tone of the intro part of the track that I did. Albeit it was a little less gain than that. That's the thing. It's got a lot of gain. Okay, so if I go now onto the second slot, that I struggled a little bit with that. Whereas that sounds really nice. It's got a nice mid-range. Check out the low control. It's got a lot of weight to it. This was the other thing, the mid. We'll come back to the IR in a second. I digress. See what I mean about the treble control? Now, maybe that's the way that the Fireball is voiced. There's definitely some upper mid-range going on there. So if you want to add a little bit more brightness, go back to our clean sound. There's our pushed clean sound again. That still amazes me. I think that's really cool. Back again to the high gain sound. Now, I think that sounds pretty cool. I like quite a bit of mid in my guitar sound. That to me works, but when I go onto that slot there, I wasn't keen on that. That one's better. worried I'm clipping my interface a bit. So, yeah, I think, you know, obviously, IRs are not always going to be to everybody's tastes. I think the slot 1 IR, and this is me being 100% honest with you, those IRs really work well, I think, in the Steve Morse amp. But for me, I just don't think they were maybe the right choice for this pedal. Whereas the first one, the 2x12, I believe it is, I think it's like 2 4x12s and there's a 2x12. 2x12 works great. But then look at how much IRs are. They're so cheap. You could just load it with your IRs. Look at the price point of this thing. It's very reasonably priced and it's got ENGL on the front of it. It's a reputable brand. This is a great piece of kit. Okay, let's now check out the mid boost on the high gain channel. So here straight away, it's exaggerated the mid range and increase the level slightly. That's probably to do with the EQ hump. I don't know whether it is pushing the level, but it sounds louder. Let's turn that off. Back to our clean sound. Should have the same. We could actually now adjust our clean sound. Let's make it nice and clean, giving it a nice, rich, clean tone. Okay, so now we've got a proper clean tone. Hit the switch. Hit the mid boost solo. You're getting a 2-channel preamp pedal with mid boost. You've got noise gate, you've got 3-band EQ, you've got a presence control, you've got a headphone socket, you've got 3 IR slots, and it remembers presets. So, yeah, if you are looking for something that is great for recording, it's a good backup for your live setup. That's another thing. Your rig goes down, you just use that. Then this pedal is really worth checking out, especially if you're into the high gain thing, or maybe you're just a fan of some of those ENGL tones and you can't afford to get yourself one of the full-on valve amps. Then this is really capturing the spirit of its larger brethren. When I'm saying about, I want to not backpedal. When I say about those IRs, they do work. It's just that I feel that the voicing of them, I had to get a little bit extreme. I feel bad now, like I've said something bad. See, that sounds fine. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to dialing it. Maybe that's the thing. I think it was IR slot 2 was the one that I just didn't. Even that doesn't sound. I just guess it's just the different options. It's down to personal taste. I loved IR slot 1. I'm now starting to enjoy slot 2. Now I'm spending more time with it. Yeah, it sounds good. It does sound good. Maybe I'll take that back. Maybe, yeah, I just think it's spending time with it. I think maybe IR slot 2 is the one that sort of maybe go, oh, that's very, very different. Whereas those, the other two, but again, even that IR slot there, I'm out to lunch on this a bit because I like these IRs within the Steve Morse. It's just a little bit tizzy, maybe. So that's all right. Again, maybe some slightly different EQing, but then am I trying to EQ that to be the sound that I liked of slot number 1, which is the kind of sound I go to? It's all choices, I guess, at the end of the day. Anyway, there you have it. But if we go back again, we'll have our clean sound. It's remembering the controls from the on the other channel. So, what's my verdict? This is great. It took a little bit of dialing, took a little bit of getting used to. I've started to change my mind about the IR slots the more that I've fiddled with the pedal actually in this demo. I think it would be interesting to audition some different IRs with it, but straight out the box, you've got 3 very distinct sounding IRs. But as I said, noise gate, presets, 2 channels, mid boost for soloing, and it says ENGL on it. So, bit of a thumbs up from me. So click the link in the description to find out more information. So there we have it. The ENGL Fireball preamp pedal with IRs. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the intro track, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. If you don't already, please subscribe. I've sort of stalled a little bit. I know I'm not quite as active as other content creators because I do a lot of other work in music outside of YouTube that takes up a lot of my time. So I'm dipping in and out a little bit, but I also find that I spend ages on a video trying to, make decent content. So if you wouldn't mind supporting me and following me, and that would be great. So that's it for me. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.